The Netherlands, the land of bicycles, charming canals, iconic windmills. Oh, and did we mention bicycles? 3 years ago we made the big move here, dreaming of exploring Europe, sailing down the scenic canals and just living our best life. But here's the thing, the Netherlands isn't exactly famous for its summer weather. This is what summer looks like in the Netherlands. And this, and yep, more of this. So we packed our bags, laced up our shoes and hit the road on a quest for some European sunshine. Over the next 2 weeks we're road tripping through Strasbourg, Lake Como, Cinque Terre, the south of France, Annecy and Luxembourg. Our mission? To find the ultimate spot for a perfect European summer. So come along with us on this epic summer adventure. On our way to Strasbourg, and yeah, we have stopped here at a place because we have lost our number plate, as you can see. Party till we die! Welcome to Strasbourg. This is our first stop in our 2-week road trip that we are going from Amsterdam through Italy and France and then all the way back to home again. But we are looking forward to our wonderful 2-week road trip, and I think we're going to have some amazing adventures and some interesting experiences with this little puppy below with us as well. This of course is called Joey's Journeys.
Joey.
And Joey will be experiencing all this with us. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's do this. Our first stop is Strasbourg, where French charm meets German precision. Strasbourg is famous for blending two cultures, and you can feel it in every corner of this beautiful city. From the architecture to the food. As we entered the city, it felt like stepping into a storybook. Our first impression? Wow. Cobble streets, timber-framed houses, and flower boxes everywhere. This place is like a living postcard. Also, it's damn hot, over 35 degrees Celsius and humid, or 95 degrees Fahrenheit for our US friends. And then there's the cathedral, towering above everything else. Trust us, it's a sight you don't want to miss. Strasbourg is also known as the capital of Europe, home to the European Parliament and a hub of international culture and history. But don't let that fool you. The city is as laid back as it is lively. You can feel the mix of French romance and German precision in the air. It's the perfect first stop on our quest for sunshine and adventure. First we checked into our hotel, let Joey loose and got ready to explore this beautiful town. But first, food. Dinner of champions.
We have our teeny tiny wine glasses.
So this means you can have more glasses.
True. And then we have a spread of basil cheese, some olives and feta mix. What do you call this meat?
It's called meat.
Okay. And then all the way from the Netherlands, rozijnenkrentenbolle. Like very Dutch.
It makes...
And the combination actually makes for a good sandwich.
Cheers. Now that we've settled in, it was time to hit the streets and explore what Strasbourg has to offer. We made it to summer. First up, let's talk about the crown jewel of the city, the Strasbourg Cathedral. This towering Gothic masterpiece is over 700 years old, and at one point it was the tallest building in the world. The intricate facade is like something out of a fantasy novel, and when you step inside, it's just breathtaking. But the real showstopper? The astronomical clock. It's a 16th century marvel that still tracks time and celestial events with incredible precision.
It's hot. Damn hot.
Summer has officially hit the Europe.
It's a balmy 29 degrees.
And it's 8:30 in the evening as well. So this is the time really to go out and see the sights. We visited a church earlier, which is surprising because we didn't think we'll find a church in Europe, but apparently every town has one. But for now, I think it's time to go and visit the attractions and let's see what Strasbourg has to offer. Next, we headed to the heart of old Strasbourg, Petite France. This district is as charming as it gets, with these narrow winding streets and half-timbered houses that look like they belong in a fairy tale. But there's more to this area than meets the eye. Back in the day, it was a hub of tanners, millers and fishermen. The name Petite France, though, was a bit of a darker history. It actually comes from a 15th century hospital that treated soldiers with syphilis, known at the time as the French disease. Today it's all about picturesque views and cozy cafes, but the history adds a layer of depth to this beautiful place. I decided to go and take Jay for a walk. Did not realize I would actually be walking Jay. As the sun begins to set after 9 p.m, Strasbourg takes on a whole new life. The city that was already charming in daylight now becomes truly magical. The streets start to fill with people, locals and tourists alike, strolling along the cobblestone paths, enjoying the cooler evening air. You can feel the city's energy shift. It's like the day was just a warm-up for what's to come. One of the first things that catches your eye is the merry-go-round in the town square. It's not just any merry-go-round. It's a beautiful, ornate carousel straight out of a storybook. But the true highlight of the evening, that had to be the Strasbourg Cathedral again. As we wandered closer, we noticed a buzz of activity around the area. Curious, we joined the crowd, and then, just like that, the magic happened. The cathedral suddenly came alive with a stunning light show, transforming the entire facade into a canvas of colors and patterns. It was absolutely mesmerizing. What made it even more special? The incredible display was free for everyone to enjoy right there in the heart of the city. It's one of those unforgettable moments that you don't just see, you feel. It's something that will stay with us forever. And just like that, our time in Strasbourg comes to an end. The city has completely captivated us, from the enchanting streets of Petite France to the jaw-dropping light show of the cathedral. It's been a whirlwind visit, but every moment was filled with magic and surprise. As we pack up and get ready to hit the road again, we can't help feel that Strasbourg has set the bar pretty high for the rest of our journey. If this was just the beginning, we're in for an incredible adventure. On our way to Lake Como, we couldn't resist a quick detour for lunch at the breathtaking Lake Lucerne in Switzerland. This place embodies Swiss beauty, crystal clear waters, towering mountains, and a whole lot of charm. Going to find a McDonald's in Switzerland. Gonna see if it's the same.
We never get McDonald's.
We're actually looking for a McDonald's. This is a
Now we're
first.
actually hunting for it.
Yes, but I think we found it.
It's a very, very
Big
beautiful
mac
building.
and cheese and some chips. Sounds delicious. Make our way over quickly. We're in Lake Lucerne. Let's see what the fuss is about. What better way to enjoy Lake Lucerne than a delicious lunch right by the water? With views like this, even a simple McDonald's meal feels like a gourmet experience. We stopped at the famous Chapelle Bridge, a symbol of Lucerne. This wooden bridge dates back to the 14th century and is one of the oldest covered bridges in Europe. The tower next to it, that's the water tower, once used as a prison, watchtower and treasury. Our afternoon at Lake Lucerne was short but sweet. With its stunning scenery and rich history, the stop was definitely worth it. We will be back, but for now, it's time to get back on the road. The road to Lake Como is as scenic as it gets, with winding paths that hug the hillsides and offer breathtaking views of the lake at every turn. To reach our destination, we hopped on one of the ferries, a must-do experience in itself. For just 15 euros, you can get a day ticket that lets you easily hop between the main towns of the lake, including Monaggio, Bellagio, Verona and Como town, just to name a few. And let's talk about those views. Lake Como is just plain gorgeous. Seriously, just take a look. At last at Lake Como. How are you feeling after that long day?
Hungry and tired.
Yeah, we haven't eaten properly in a while, so it's on the hunt for pizza, pasta. We are in Italy, right? So
We are. So let's go find that first Italian pizza.
But first, where in Lake Como are we? We are in Bellagio. Amazing, even though it's a bit rainy and stormy today. Sort of cleared out the warm weather a little bit, that humid air, but it's cleared up again now. It's actually quite perfect.
Almost 8 p.m. and look at this. Gorgeous.
She's got a jacket on, so that's nice.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
How did we get here? By car, of course, but by using that. It was quite an interesting experience. Much shorter than actually driving around, so very happy. So we're here for 4 nights and we're going to be exploring. I have to work unfortunately a little bit, but Karen will be exploring to her heart's content. Tomorrow evening we might have a little bit of surprise. Hopefully the weather holds up and it might be a very, very interesting evening. Stay tuned. We made our base in Bellagio and found the perfect retreat here, a charming B&B that truly felt like a home away from home. And with the summer heat cranking up, we needed a cool and comfortable place to unwind. Every morning, we were treated to a delicious breakfast that fueled us for the day of exploring. Seriously, it was a feast. And after settling in, it was time to explore Bellagio. But first, pizza. Well,
We're in Italy.
So this is what Italian pizza looks like.
this is how we do it. A knife and knife fork.
So much way to do.
With our bellies full, we were ready to dive into what Bellagio has to offer. Often called the jewel of Lake Como, this place truly lives up to its name. From stunning views to incredible restaurants, charming accommodations and endless opportunities for boating. Wait, that gives me an idea for later. Stay tuned for that. It's no wonder Bellagio is such a popular destination. You can definitely tell by the number of tourists around. Bellagio's Old Town is a charming maze of narrow cobblestone streets that twist and turn up the hillside. It feels like stepping back in time, with every corner revealing something new, a hidden cafe, a local artisan shop, or simply a stunning view of the lake. This is where the heart of Bellagio beats, and we could easily spend hours getting lost in its charm. Pro tip: avoid the restaurants right by the harbour. They tend to be overpriced with just average food. Instead, seek out those hidden gems tucked away in the side streets. TripAdvisor will be your best friend. The next day we decided it was time to hit the beach. With the sun blazing and it being unbearably hot, there's nothing better than a refreshing dip in Lake Como. The local beaches in Bellagio are perfect for cooling off, even if they aren't your typical white sandy beaches. The crystal clear water and breathtaking views more than make up for it. Another pro tip: pack a floatie. It's a fun way to drift around and fully enjoy the water. And also, pack sandals or at least some water shoes because your feet will get hurt.
Ciotat's Bellagio. Ciotat's Lake Como.
The beach is just as magical at night. We came back after dark and the views were stunning. The water still cool and refreshing under the moonlight.
Luna!
And while you're at it, why not enjoy a nightcap with the view?
So, nightcap. Ciotat's. More Bellagio. Nighttime.
The small town around the beach was equally charming, making it the perfect setting for a classic Italian summer evening. As much as we've been indulging in all the incredible food here, think fresh pizza, creamy gelato, and of course, delicious Italian wine, there comes a point when you realize it's time to balance things out. So most mornings, we laced up our running shoes and hit the road before the heat got unbearable, usually before 7 a.m. Running early in the morning was also a great way to explore the area without the crowds. There's something special about seeing the town waking up, almost like you have the place all to yourself. While I was unfortunately working, Corin took the opportunity to explore the cultural side of Bellagio. She wandered through villas, admired statues, visited churches, and soaked in the architecture that makes this town so unique. That evening, it was time to cross off one of my bucket list items. We headed down to Como town via extremely narrow roads, be warned, and chartered a boat for a sunset cruise. Sure, it wasn't cheap at 200 euros, but this was something I've been dreaming of. Once we collected our boat with some last-minute instructions, we were out on the open water, and it was even better than we imagined. Despite being a little choppier than expected, the lake stretched out, meeting the mountains with charming villages dotted around the shore. We felt like movie stars, even if our boat handling skills were a little bit shaky. Cruising past luxury villas, popping champagne, and waving to the people on the shore, we probably thought we were pros.
Cheers! Italian Riviera and choppy waters.
But the real magic started as the sun began to set. The sky turned into an array of colors reflecting off the water like a living painting. It was one of those rare moments where you just sit back, take it all in and realize that maybe, just maybe, Lee was right. Even Corin had to agree. This was really the perfect way to experience Lake Como.
Gelato, kiss.
No trip to Lake Como is complete without a visit to Verona. We hopped on the ferry and naturally we spent the entire ride debating whether the water here is really as blue as it looks like in all the Instagram photos. Spoiler alert, it is. Seriously, it's like they put a filter on the entire lake. One of the absolute highlights has to be strolling along the waterside promenade. Those views are just breathtaking. As the evening sets in, we found ourselves wandering through Verona's charming narrow streets, completely immersed in the town's laid-back vibe, even though it was extremely hot. Another pro tip, always pack your swimwear. Quick dip in the lake is the ultimate way to cool off from the unbearable heat. We capped off the night with a delicious dinner right by the lake, which was a perfect way to end the day. Verona offers a peaceful romantic escape that's a world away from the lively energy of Bellagio. Verona, Verona. Yeah.
What is the view from Joey?
Buongiorno. Okay, cut. Okay, so we made a day trip to Verona after work, and we have to say that this place is pretty epic. Have these amazing walkway past the river, past the water, as you can see behind us. And in the evening, as you see, it lights up. In the day, it's very hot. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful place. No cars, just walking. Just had some amazing food with the most beautiful view. And yeah, just loving this place. I can't believe we have to leave tomorrow, but hopefully we'll find another decent spot at our next location. In Tint, Cinque Terre.
I don't know how it can beat this though. I don't know how it can beat this though.
Wait, what? Did she really just say that? We'll have to see if that holds up. Lake Como has been absolutely brilliant. I think we will come back. There's so much more to do, so much more places to see. And yeah.
But beware, there are crowds.
Yeah. I think the tips that we learned was that do something early morning, go for a jog, do something active before 8 o'clock. And then go to the beach maybe between 10 and 2 or something like that. And then just stay indoors after that.
That wasn't bad.
Because it gets really hot and humid. It was like 36 degrees Celsius today. It was unbearable. Sweating and hot. But when you get to like 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, it is just completely different. It is gorgeous. It is perfect. And this is a time you just want to spend and walk around and just enjoy it. So yeah,
It's beautiful.
pro tip, sleep during the day, go out in the evening.
Yep.
That's the summary. You're welcome.
How to stay hydrated in Italy.
Mm-hmm. lukewarm.
This is the way to travel. After 10 in the evening, nice little aircon outside, enjoying the beautiful views. So, which is better, Bellagio or Verona? That's a tough one. Verona has this undeniable romantic charm with its quiet streets and intimate atmosphere, making it perfect for a romantic getaway. On the other hand, Bellagio is more accessible by car and offers more options for dining, shopping and activities. Both are well connected by ferries, so you can easily hop between them. Personally, if you're looking for something romantic, I'd go with Verona, but if you're traveling by car and want more variety, Bellagio is the way to go. As for Como town itself, I'd skip it. It felt a bit overcrowded to our taste. Our time in Lake Como has been nothing short of amazing. From lazy days by the lake to breathtaking sunset adventures, this place is where memories are truly made. But with just 4 days, it was impossible to experience everything the stunning area has to offer. The heat kept us from hiking, which of course we like, and there are still so many spots we didn't get to explore. If you're planning a trip to Lake Como, here are some of the must-see activities I would recommend. Villa Carlotta, located in Tremezzo. Villa Balbianello. This is an iconic filming location featuring movies like Star Wars and Casino Royale. Menaggio, another lively resort town. Isola Comacino. This is the only island on Lake Como. Castello di Vezio is a medieval castle that provides amazing views. And Lido di Leno for a relaxing beach day. Although we didn't get to do it all, it gives us a perfect excuse to come back and dive into more of what this magical place has to offer. We arrived in Rio Maggiore, the final stop on the Italy leg of our road trip, and we are here for 2 days to soak up as much sun as we can. After parking the car at a whopping 25 euros a day, we tackle the steep hills, ready to explore this beautiful town. It's a bit of a workout, but the incredible views make it all worth it. Our first day was spent wandering through Rio Maggiore's winding streets, sampling delicious local treats like bruschettas and fish cones, and just soaking in the laid-back vibe. Every corner we turned was bustling with color and character. With the heat cranking up, we spent most of our afternoon down at the harbour, swimming in the crystal clear water and eagerly waiting the sunset.
Danke.
Oh wow.
Dinner? Dinner is what? A unsuccessful meal? That's
Quite,
the prosecco is pretty good.
unfortunately. But the mini prosecco is amazing. And then we've got backup choice of cheese and whatever that is.
And the view.
And of course the beer.
When the sunset finally arrived, it was truly something special. People gathered along the waterfront, watching and even applauding as the sun dipped below the horizon. It was one of those perfect moments that we will never forget.
Much better in the morning. Going for a little walk in Cinque Terre, Rio Maggiore. No crowds, quite cool.
Day 2 started bright and early with a peaceful morning walk through the quiet streets of Rio Maggiore. One thing we've learned on this road trip is the magic of waking up early. When the weather is still cool and the streets are empty, it feels like you have the whole place to yourself. We explored the local beach, soaking in the calm before the day really gets going. Just a note, the beach here isn't dog friendly, but it's perfect for a quiet morning stroll. We even treated ourselves to a coffee and breakfast perched on a rock overlooking the ocean. Simple, but perfect. The rest of the day was all about relaxation. We lounged on the beach, swam in the warm Mediterranean water and snorkeled for the first time in over 3 years. Instead of renting snorkel gear, we decided to invest in a set from a local shop, and it was totally worth it. We ended up using it throughout the rest of our journey. Floating in the clear water surrounded by the stunning scenery was just what we needed. By late afternoon, we were ready for a bit of adventure. We rented a kayak and set off to explore the coastline. Along the way, we stumbled upon a hidden cave where we did some swimming and snorkeling. It was an incredible experience. Normally you'd pay a lot for a tour like this, surrounded by other tourists. But here we only paid 20 euros for the 2 hours of kayak rental, and we had a whole place to ourselves. We could go at our own pace, just drifting along and taking in the breathtaking views of Rio Maggiore from the water. We wrapped up our last evening in Cinque Terre right where we started, back at the harbour, swimming as the sun dipped below the horizon once again. Watching the sunset from the water with the warm glow of the village around us was the perfect way to say goodbye to this magical place. Remember what Karen said last time?
Mijn hart kan dit is dat. Mijn hart kan dit is dat.
Well, this is now officially her favourite destination. She really loves this place. And while some people warned us that Cinque Terre would be too crowded and overrun with tourists, we discovered that staying here for 2 nights lets you find those special moments early in the morning and the quiet of the evening, when the village feels like it's just for you. While we spend most of our time in Rio Maggiore, there are 4 other villages in Cinque Terre, each with its own unique charm. If you're after a lively atmosphere and vibrant sunsets, Rio Maggiore, where we stayed, is the place to be. For a romantic picturesque escape, Manarola offers a stunning cliffside view and a relaxed vibe. If peace and quiet are more your style, Cornelia sits atop a hill with panoramic views and a tranquil atmosphere. Vernazza, often considered the crown jewel, is known for its elegant harbour and rich cultural scene, perfect if you want to be in the heart of the action. And finally, Monterosso Almada, the last village, is the best choice for beach lovers with its sandy shores and more laid-back, family-friendly environment. Each village has something special to offer, so it's all about the kind of experience you're looking for when deciding where to stay in Cinque Terre. The heat kept us from doing everything we had planned, but one activity we'd highly recommend is hiking the trails that connect the 5 villages of Cinque Terre. The most iconic route is the Blue Trail, which offers breathtaking coastal views as it winds from Rio Maggiore to the Monterosso Almada. This hike takes you through picturesque vineyards, ancient olive groves and along dramatic cliffs. Just remember, you need a permit for this hike and you need to wear closed shoes. Our 2 days here were nothing short of magical, from exploring the vibrant streets of Rio Maggiore to kayaking along the coast. Every moment reminds us why this place is so special. As we crossed into France from Italy, it wasn't just the scenery that changed. Cue the endless tolls and sound of ka-ching, ka-ching as we paid our way into the land of luxury. We settled in Cannes for 2 nights in a very small, shall we say, cozy apartment. The kind where you have to duck to get to the bathroom, but hey, it was just a street away from the beach and it had air conditioning, which is all that matters in this unbearable heat.
You know, when you stay in Europe, when this is your bathroom. And tucked away behind here.
Cannes is known for its glitz and glamour, and it didn't disappoint. As we strolled down to the beach, we were surrounded by wannabe models, actors and impressive cars, with our humble little Renault parked among them. Not quite in the same league, but we were here to soak up the vibe.
This place is littered with amazing cars, Porsches, and of course ours.
The beach was a perfect spot to unwind, with sandy shores and yachts lining the horizon. The water was a bit cooler than Cinque Terre, but it was a welcome relief from the blazing sun.
It's not amazing, in Cannes.
As the sun set, Cannes transformed into a golden paradise. This is quintessential French Riviera, stunning and picture perfect. When night fell, the town came alive. The promenade was buzzing with people and felt like the whole town had come out to play. We walked along, window shopping at the high-end stores and peeking into fancy restaurants. It's not our usual scene, but it was fascinating to get a glimpse of how the other half lives. The energy in Cannes at night is electric. There's something exciting about being surrounded by so much luxury, even if it's just for a moment. Day 2 started early. As usual, we had a morning run down the promenade. This is the best time to explore, when the town is quiet and the sun isn't too harsh. We marveled at the extravagant yachts in the harbour before heading back to the beach for a day of relaxation. The rest of the day was all about the beach. I lounged on my floaty, enjoying the views of the yachts on the horizon. Even if I ended up a bit sunburnt, it was a perfect day of being lazy. That evening, we decided to dress up and take a train to Monaco, a place of extravagance like we've never seen.
So we're making our way to Monte Carlo, Monaco. You excited? Dress for it. It is, as you can see, very hot. At least there's some aircon inside here, but it's boiling. This is a theme of the whole trip. It's boiling. On our way to see on our way to see how the rich and famous live. See if it's better than Cannes. It's going to be interesting.
So pretty.
We're in Monaco, baby.
We're in Monaco.
Where the rich and the famous live. Another country on the bucket list.
Yeah, it's another country. I forgot about it. Very nice.
And it's not disappointing. There are the boats, there are lots of cars, and lots of strutting with people.
It was our first time in Monaco, so it was exciting to tick another country off our list. The minute we stepped off the train, it was clear that Monaco operates at a whole different level. The streets are lined with multi-million-dollar yachts and luxury cars that you usually only see in the movies.
My next purchase. Might have to sell my soul.
Your soul.
We made our way to the iconic Monte Carlo Casino, famous for its appearance in James Bond's Casino Royale. tried our best to spot some celebrities outside Hotel de Paris, but no luck. Although the cars rolling by were an event in themselves. Every few minutes, a new classic or ultra-rare car would appear, drawing the attention of everyone around. It was like being in a luxury car show, but in real life. We ended the evening near the main public beach, setting up a picnic with champagne and enjoying the stunning views of Monaco at sunset. The scene was just breathtaking. Yachts anchored in the bay, the city lights showing off as the sky turned from orange to deep blue. It was a perfect way to end our adventure in Monaco.
Hello. Where are we? Which one's yours? Which one's yours? Cheers. How do we do it?
Like this. Ooh, that's
The only way we can afford Monaco.
Red is life. Ooh. And we saw the track.
Ooh, look
is-
at that.
oh,
Yes,
wow.
look at that. So, bring your own food, have a picnic. It's amazing. Pro tip.
Yeah.
But of course, every adventure has its hiccups. We rushed back to catch our train, only to miss it by a few minutes. So there we were, hot and sweaty, waiting an hour for the last train at midnight. Not exactly glamorous, but it's all part of the journey, right? Cannes and Monaco were a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Not our usual scene, but we're so glad to have seen it. The views, the yachts, and the overall vibe were just breathtaking. But I have to admit, the opulence and high-end lifestyle left us feeling a bit out of place. We're excited to get back to a more laid-back destination and find some more sun. After leaving the glitz of Cannes behind, we decided to take a detour. I had read about this place called Gorge du Verdon, and after seeing some pictures, I knew we had to check it out. And wow, it did not disappoint. As we drove across the bridge, the sight of the gorge literally took our breath away. This was definitely the right decision.
We're in Gorge du Verdon, about 2 hours outside of Cannes. We have an interesting adventure ahead of us. Beautiful area this. But no electric boats for us today, unfortunately, but we'll do the paddle boat. So we'll be cycling on water. We are Dutch now, right? So it might as well be that. Someone's not impressed about the toilet situation.
That was not a toilet. There was a hole in the ground.
Camping 101.
Gorge du Verdon is located in southeastern France, nestled between the Alpes-de-Haute province and the Var. It's often called the Grand Canyon of Europe, and as you can see, the name fits perfectly. The gorge stretches for about 25 kilometers, with cliffs towering up to 700 meters above the stunning turquoise river below. We decided to rent a paddle boat for a couple of hours so we could bring Joey along. Other options include kayaks and private boats, but be warned, if you want a private boat, you need to get there early. They don't take advance bookings and it's first come, first serve. It was scorching hot when we were there, so here's a tip. Look for boats with some shade if you can. Unlike us, learn from our mistakes.
Cycling on water, come on, this is now proper Dutch.
Wat is wat jy bedoel in proper Dutch? Ek van paddleboot en Working those legs. Oh, need sunscreen for those legs.
As we paddled down the gorge, we were absolutely gobsmacked. Just when you think you've seen the most beautiful spot on the trip, something like this comes along and takes it to another level. The water is a clear, brilliant blue that contrasts perfectly with the steep, rugged cliffs of the gorge. We tried to stick to the shaded areas as much as possible, just taking in the sight and marveling at this natural wonder.
Popular place this is. So beautiful. Okay, geographic or history lesson? Where are we?
I lost my internet connection, so I can't.
We're on the Var River
More
in Gorge du Verdon.
AR. Coming from I'm not sure.
And FYI, the water feels amazing. Oops, paddle. Reverse.
At one point, we just couldn't resist. We stopped the boat and took a swim. I mean, how often do you get to jump off your boat into water this clear and refreshing? It was a great way to cool off and something I could definitely get used to.
Okay, the water is epic. So cool. Come on, a scale of 1 to 100, how awesome is that?
It's chilly actually.
Oh no.
Kan je lekker doen, right?
Yeah.
Alhoewel.
Overall, the stop was absolutely worth it. It's one of those moments that will stay with me forever. Gorge du Verdon is so stunning that words really can't do it justice. But a quick heads up, when you picture this gorge, you might imagine quiet, clear waters. In reality, it's a very popular destination. It gets really busy. So our advice, arrive early, ideally before 9 a.m. You'll have more quiet moments, more rental options, and the light is better for those Instagram pics. When we got back just after 11 a.m, there was a long queue. People were probably waiting over an hour in that heat. After getting our adventure fix, it was time to hit the road again. After leaving the glamour of Cannes behind, our next stop was Lake Lucerne, a hidden gem on the French Riviera. It's not just about the stunning coastline, it's the gateway to Cassis and the breathtaking Calanques.
Has arrived a while ago. Don't know what the town is called. La Quet?
I don't know.
Something. It's next to Cassis. It's very quaint. It's quite pretty. A little bit large, quaint. We don't know yet, but it's pretty cool. Close to the ocean, close to the yachts.
The word ghetto.
Hey, the gangster ride. Anyway, shopping time and picnic later on the beach.
We spent 4 days in Lake Lucerne, a town with a bit of Naples vibe and a harbour that's perfect for evening strolls. Our apartment was centrally located, giving us easy access to explore the small streets, visit the local church and take in the views of the boats bobbing in the harbour. The town might not be as picturesque as some of the other stops, but it's got a whole lot of charm. The next morning we drove to the nearby town of Cassis for our next big adventure, kayaking to the famous Calanques. This area is known for its steep limestone cliffs, crystal clear waters and stunning natural beauty. There are a few ways to experience the Calanques, by foot, by boat or by kayak. We chose kayaking for a more immersive and unique experience. The kayak rental costs €40, but that included 4 hours to explore the local area. We stopped at the first Calanque for some snorkeling. The water was crystal clear and since it was early, we had the place mostly to ourselves. There's something magical about having such a beautiful spot all to yourself. We then paddled to the main Calanque and wow, what a sight. It's like the Europe's version of Thailand's Phi Phi Island. While larger boats can't get close to the beach, our kayak let us paddle all the way right to the beach. The setting was pure paradise, turquoise waters and dramatic cliffs all around. We anchored our kayak, soaked in the sun and did some more snorkeling. It's moments like these that make every bit of effort worth it. Pro tips: book your kayak early in the morning around 9 AM to enjoy calm waters and cooler temperatures with fewer people around. Bring snorkel gear to explore the underwater world and consider investing in a waterproof bag for your phone to capture those amazing shots. Trust us, you'll want to remember this experience. After an unforgettable few hours, the return paddle was a bit more challenging with choppy waters and strong currents. But after handing in our kayaks, we treated ourselves to a well-deserved lunch, complete with drinks and dessert. We needed to refuel after that adventure. The rest of the evening was spent walking around and enjoying the evening market. The next day we were in the mood for another adventure, this time a snorkeling trip to the east side of the Calanque. It wasn't cheap at €80 per person, but the speedboat took us to multiple snorkeling spots and the experience was worth every penny.
Here we are. Another excursion, another fun day, another hot day.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we?
Surprised.
Where are we going?
We're going on a snorkeling trip.
Where are we going?
I'm a passenger
Apparently
princess.
we're going to the east, we're going to like a bar destination. Should be fun.
The water was a bit cooler, but that just made exploring even more refreshing. saw some amazing sights including fish, scuba divers and even a wreck. Pro tip, bring your own snorkel gear if you can. Days tend to fog up and leak a bit.
See some fish.
Huh?
He's gonna see some fish. Kom, kom. Je lijkt zo mooi.
Back in Ciotat, we embraced the slow life. Instead of rushing to the next destination, we took our time to enjoy the simple pleasures.
So smooth.
Watching locals play bowls, walking Joey along the harbour, and even doing a bit of fishing. One evening we sat in the local square with drinks and tapas, where a random person started playing guitar and another decided to join in to sing. It was such a unique, laid-back experience that perfectly captured the essence of this town.
Nou, hier is het bij.
Merci. Don't know which one it is, but it's something.
We also visited the local beach a couple of times, which had a small dedicated dog-friendly area. It was a perfect spot to teach Joey how to swim, and he turned out to be a natural. Look at those legs go. We of course had to do some snorkeling and floating around the cool water with Joey on top.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss? Who's the boss? Huh? Sailing like a champ. Merrily, 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 merrily champ.
Our time in Ciotat and the Calanques was filled with incredible moments that we'll cherish forever, from the stunning views to the adventures on and under the water. If there's one thing we'll take away from this part of our journey is that sometimes the best experiences come from slowing down, taking in the sights and just living in the moment. Whether it was the thrill of a new adventure or the simple pleasure of a quiet evening in town, every moment here was a reminder of why we love to travel. We can't wait to see what's in the next destination has in store, but Ciotat and the Calanques will always hold a special place in our hearts. Annecy, also known as the Venice of the Alps. After 2 weeks on the road, Annecy welcomed us with open arms. Annecy's lake is often called Europe's cleanest lake, and it's also so clear that you can always see your future in it. And I was dreaming of food.
Alright, we have arrived on a very long day.
Terribly long day.
We're in Annecy, our second last stop of our epic trip. It's been a wild ride.
actually quite cool.
Yeah, for a change, we're not sweating our butts off.
Like I actually need jean jackets, which I forgot in the car. I can't do this. Oh, but it's so pretty.
It's so pretty. But we're on the hunt for food. Pizza, pasta, anything that...
Like we can't get away from Italy.
I know, we're still thinking back about
Pizzas and
Italy.
pastas.
Alright,
Yeah.
I think we found it. Right over there somewhere.
Buongiorno. Bonsoir.
We treated ourselves to some amazing pizza and wine while watching the crowds pass by. It was the perfect way to wind down after a very, very long day on the road. Annecy is gorgeous. Every street, every canal, it's all picture perfect. Even when you've been walking around a 30-degree heat and you're ready to jump in the lake yourself. We spent our first evening walking through the bustling streets, soaking in the charm of the little gem nestled by the lake. We did this still until late into the evening and made our way back to our hotel and ready for our next adventure the next day.
Let's go with ice cream shop.
Alright, let's get right down to the highlight of our Annecy adventure. Canyoning in the Angon Canyon. So, it's a scorching hot day, we parked our car, paid for parking, we set off on what we thought is just a little hike. Spoiler alert, it wasn't so little. We were sweating buckets, climbing uphill in the heat with full gear, but hey, we knew the payoff was going to be worth it.
We've at last made it past the uphill in the heat.
After what felt like hours, we finally arrived at the starting point. Our guide gave us a quick rundown of how to use the gear, and I'm not gonna lie, at this point we were all a little nervous. I mean, abseiling down a canyon into freezing water, that's not your typical Friday morning activity. After that first abseil, it was pure adrenaline. The water was ice cold, seriously, like an instant wake-up call, but it was so refreshing after that hike.
Well done, bravo!
We abseiled down 7 waterfalls, sliding down rocks and jumping into pools like we were starring in our own action movie. Each abseil got more fun, and by the end we were basically canyon pros. Or at least that's what we like to think. If you're ever in Annecy, canyoning is an absolute must. It's a mix of facing your fears and laughing at yourself all the way down. And honestly, it's one of those experiences you will be talking about for years. Was it challenging? Definitely. But was it worth every second? 100%.
They have brought us tropics for the win. Tropic feels, advertisement, spelunking, abseiling.
Feel free to send us a new fare, please.
Yeah, we might need a new one after this.
Best chill ever.
Not content right now. Hopefully soon.
Lunch by the lake never tasted so good. We grabbed a sandwich at a bakery, made our way to the lake and just took it all in.
Bread and meat.
Bonjour!
That's all I know. Alright, so I'm not going to say hello because my pronunciation sucks. So, hello, goedendag, goedemorgen, goedemiddag, whatever we are right now. We just did a very interesting activity. What did we do?
We went abseiling and spelunking.
Canyoning.
Canyoning, is that even a word? Spelunking.
So,
4 hours.
yeah, the whole thing started with a beautiful 40-minute up hike.
Uphill hike with wetsuits on.
With the wetsuit on, very hot, sweating profusely, if that's a word. And yeah, got there and immediately started with the abseil. And I think we were both a little bit scared in the beginning.
Yeah, I was very, very nervous.
Karen was almost out, but luckily she...
Yeah, almost on my way back down the hike. With the hike.
But luckily she pushed through and went down like a champ into the freezing water.
Freezing water, but what a rush. It was really exhilarating. And now I'm very happy that I did it. It was like, you know, face your fears and everything.
Yeah, so the whole day was basically abseiling down, sliding down some rocks into water, jumping off some.
Jumping off.
That last jump was quite a high one.
Wow, that was high.
My fear of heights really kicked in. When I got up there, I was like, nope. But then I was the last one, and I couldn't back down because I would
Peer
not
pressure.
have lived down the shame of being the only person that didn't do it. So yeah, sometimes you just have to man up, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we finished it and it was absolutely amazing. And the most beautiful setting, green, waterfalls, rocks, pools, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
So definitely highly recommend it. There's a bit of fear of heights might kick in, but just push through. It all is safe, and you'll be fine.
Quite safe.
Quite safe. But yeah, we finished it, and then on our way back, we are now having a lunch stop next to the famous Annecy Lake with our baguettes. And yeah, we're gonna chill there for another couple of minutes, and then later we have another adventure planned. So after a day of canyoning, we thought, hey, let's take it easy and rent a boat for the evening. Sounds relaxing, right? So we rented this tiny little boat with an engine that honestly looked like it belonged to a lawnmower. But hey, we were ready for some chill time, cruising on the lake, catching the sunset. It was going to be picture perfect. The engine may have been small, but the views, absolutely massive. As the sun started dipping behind the mountains, it felt like we were sailing through a postcard. I mean, the sunset was giving us major main character vibes.
Boating! We are boating! Boat life, even if it's an engine that wish it could. French champagne in France. Oops!
Ooh la, ooh la la.
For our South African friends who catch the reference.
Boatlife City.
You know it.
But of course, in true adventure style, things couldn't stay perfect for too long. We were so lost in the beauty of the moment that we didn't notice the water getting choppier. Suddenly, that peaceful little cruise turned into a battle against the waves. The wind picked up, the boat was bouncing, and let's just say it got a little wet and cold, fast. By the time we made it back, we were half soaked and freezing, but somehow it made the whole experience even more memorable. The views, the sunset, and the unexpected adventure, it was one for the books. And just like that, our 2-week road trip through France and Italy came to an epic end in Annecy. From the breathtaking landscapes to the heart-pounding adventures, this trip was packed with memories we'll carry for a lifetime. If you've ever thought about hitting the road and diving into an adventure, trust us, this is your sign to just go for it. There's something about stepping out of your comfort zone, exploring new places and experiencing moments that leave you speechless. From the boating adventures in Lake Como to the crystal clear waters of Lake Annecy, every day was an unforgettable mix of beauty, challenge and pure joy. Sure, not everything went smoothly. There were some scorching hot hikes, freezing cold canyon waters and even some choppy boat rides, but honestly, those are the moments that make it a real adventure. You'll be surprised by how much you can handle and those unexpected twists. They're just the stories you'll be telling forever. So if you're dreaming of that perfect road trip, here's our advice. Make it happen. Pack your bags, grab some friends, and get ready for the ride of a lifetime. You'll come back with more than just photos, you'll come back with memories that will stay with you forever. Thanks for joining us, and we hope we've inspired you to chase your own epic road trip. Until next time, keep exploring.